How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to our new episode of 20 Minutes with Noco. Today I'm here with Jelle. How's it going, man?
Good. Really well. Been working on some nice projects. The weather outside is typically Dutch, gray and boring, I would say. But yeah, I mean, you are in Italy right now. How's the weather there?
Yeah, I'm in Verona right now. It's not the best weather, but yeah, I can't complain. Worse, it could be also raining or something like that. And for now, just gray clouds and everything is good. It's really good.
Yeah. You're in your home apartment right now, right?
Yeah. It's like 10 minutes by car from Verona center. So Verona
Sweet.
city center.
Nice. See a nice guitar in the background.
Yeah, there's guitars everywhere. Basically, you can also behind the laptop. There's another guitar. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
It's one big guitar shop.
Yeah, exactly. Cool.
All right.
So
Hey, cool.
in our last episode, we talked about variables and design system, if you remember. And today we're
Yes.
gonna bring all of this stuff that we learned that in that episode into a new tool, which is Figma Make, directly from New York, Figma. They built this new tool, which is basically an AI implementation for building prototypes, bringing to life basically static layouts into prototype. Everything that is related to micro animations and as well as sliding animations and everything with an AI implementation. So, before we start, I do have a question for you, Yala, that I wanted to ask. So why do you think motion and interactivity matter for B2B SaaS products and, of course, our customers? So for a B2B founder or a marketing lead?
Great question. I think that it increases or it flows users towards key actions, I would say. And what I mean with that is basically you have two different types of interactions and animations. One is like the more heavy animation, which we typically do in hero sections, right? Where we show the product in general. This really builds trust and also emotion with your product that you're trying to sell. On the other hand, you have micro animations, and micro animations just funnels users towards key actions. So let's say you have a couple of call to action buttons on the website. You want to make sure that the buttons are being seen, and also if
Yeah.
you click on it, they feel nice, they feel good. That builds trust, but also emotion. Also brings clarity, I would say. So that's the sort of key thing that we think about when thinking about motion design.
Yeah, makes sense. I think that also it's important to show to our customers in a early stage um, what is going to be the look and feel of their product in order to have everything not set in stone, but something that is more alive than just a static visual, right? They can just see the end of the product, um, the last phase of the product, but they can also show it in another way, basically in the first early stage. I didn't express myself well, but I hope that you that you got it. So
Yeah,
yeah, I
I know
agree.
what you mean. I think I get what you mean because you know what it is. Usually we start off with wireframing, right? Which is kind of like
Yeah,
the structure and strategy of the website. And after that, we make it nice, and then we work on high fidelity, which is for us the most fun part, I would say, because it's just making things super nice, what we like to do. But then you just have a static website, and it doesn't tell the story yet. It does tell the story, of course, by copy and nice UI elements overall. But to in an early stage already say like, hey, this is what we have in mind in terms of motion, helps. I think the customers really have a clear view of what we have in mind for the final product. But not only the customers, but also the developers, right? Because you know, if you can just with AI super fast prototype it, that basically means that development is already already has a plan of like how we want to make it move, right? How we want
mhm,
to make the buttons appear, how we want to make these tiny little micro animations appear. And I think the earlier you do it, the more time you win later on. with development as well.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Definitely. Also because I think that it's not something that replace developers. It's just a new way of designing. It's something that you can just draw. You have an idea, but you don't know if without touching any line of code, you can see that maybe if that idea works basically in your website. I think that is something that is really, really valuable. Also because
Yeah.
our customers are really, really related to a tech environment, and tech has a lot of stuff that is really, really creative. So colors and shades. And basically, you can see with AI if that maybe shade or color or animation works in the website uh, without touching any line of code. I think it's really, really valuable
Yep.
for us as designer.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. It is. Yeah.
So
So yeah, I'm really curious about what do you have in mind to show us today, Leo?
yeah, let's jump into Figma. I'll
Let's
share
do
my
it.
screen. Okay, so what I've done here is I created this file for, as you can see, a fictional B2B SaaS product, which is called Pulse Metrics. It has is dark version and light version, which is something that we have seen during our last episode, right? It's related to variables. And yeah, we don't really need to explain what it does. What's interesting here is how the file is structured. So basically, this design includes a small design system that I um, put it right here. And here we have variables for colors, which is something that we talked about in our last
By the way, if people
episode.
want to know more about variables, they can always see indeed like our previous episode
Ex-
where we talk about variables and how to set up.
exactly, exactly. And then after that, we have the typography. For example, we have components, titles, subtitles. And this is really important, by the way, because if you do not structure your file in this way, Figma Make it doesn't work, basically. So you have to be really,
Mm.
really accurate in your design. So yeah, now to take this one step further, we're gonna use Figma Make, which, as I said, allows us to turn this static design into an interactive prototype with real motion. So here's how it works. So I simply copy the entire design board from here, literally just copy and paste, and then import it into Figma Make, which is right here. And there you go. And then after copying
You
our
can just copy
design,
paste it.
you can just copy and paste it. Yeah, once you load it, we can copy and paste our prompt that I already written right here. There you go. That says keep the current layout as it is, just make it interactive because we don't want that AI change things during the implementation. And then after
Mm.
that, we have to attach the library, which is right here. We have 20 minutes episode 2. And that's why I said before that it's really, really important to be meticulous in your design process because everything
Yeah.
has to be it has to be really accurate in terms of naming and colors and variables. And yeah, basically you
Otherwise,
can
the
just
AI doesn't.
yeah,
Yeah, otherwise the
exactly,
AI doesn't understand your whole style guide probably.
exactly. So you just wait and you can go bring a coffee, take a coffee and everything. But yeah, this,
Just does its job.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, this usually takes around 5 minutes. So we do not want to wait 5 minutes for that. I already
Or fast
prepared
forward.
a new file, which has, as you can see right here, the same exact prompt.
Yeah.
And basically, this is the results. So we have
How did you came up with the
everything.
prompt? That's a question from my side. But is the prompt something you came up yourself, or did you through it through ChatGPT or?
Yeah, cool question. I used ChatGPT, but I wanted to I want this prompt to be, with this structure. So for example, keep the current layout as it is, the first line. Um, I want it to be this the first line because it's the main important, the one that is really important to keep everything as it is.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everything is going to be really, really different because AI, it doesn't understand what has to do. And then everything here was like with ChatGPT, but with my implementation there. Um, so yeah, basically Figma Make did this kind of thing. We have, as you can see here, a light effect under our cursor, which is really, really nice. You cannot see this, you cannot do this kind of stuff with just a Figma prototype. Um, and then, of course, we have overstate, press, state, and
Nice.
yeah, it's really, really nice. This is the layout. As you can see, everything is really, really interactive and smooth. And I think this is really valuable to our customer
Yeah.
to see something like this in a early stage, right?
Yeah. Yeah. They also already have a feeling with things, right? Like, especially when you want to, with the pricing section that you showed, you want to
Yeah,
sort of like having the cart grow on hover. These are all kind of things that you will normally not see in a design, in a static design. So it brings a new level to design where you can already quickly prototype your idea and your interactions
exactly,
in an early stage. And I think that's really valuable.
exactly, exactly. And of course, right now AI is not perfect, but we can change it wherever we want. Just clicking by here in this button right here in the left corner, and then we can just adjust everything. Let's say we want this to be with another font, which is not cool.
Which
But
sounds
yeah, this is, I think, really valuable. It's really important um, for us as designers. It's a really, really cool tool. What do you think?
No, I do agree. I think this is one small part of Figma Make. Of course, you can do way more with Figma Make, and we will probably also zoom into that in another episode. But this
Mhm.
time we were focusing on the next phase of what we discussed in the first episode, which was variables and a design system in general. And I think this is part of an early stage sort of confirmation from the customer, like, hey, this is the idea again, and this is what we have in mind, and here you see it, and here you can feel it. This is how what we have in mind with buttons. This is what we have in mind with growth states, and it doesn't mean that it's eventually going to be exactly like this, but it gives a little bit more engagement in your designs, I would say, especially for the homepage. So I wouldn't do it for all the pages because that simply just is a lot of prompting work and a lot of time. And but for the homepage, that's the moment that you basically want to say like, hey, that's the moment that you want to propose your new design. We often use the homepage for that because it simply has all the elements and it tells a story best, I would say. And yeah, to bring this to your presentation to a customer for the homepage, basically, yeah, feels a little bit more complete, I would say.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I fully agree. And I also think that this is not something that can replace developers or designers. It's just really a tool that can help you bring ideas to life and show it in a really good way to our customers and our clients. And this is just the first stage, right? Because this is the first version of
One
this
prompt
tool.
only.
Yeah, exactly. Because we can just
Yeah.
go on and go on with different ideas. I mean, we can remove the light under the cursor if we don't like it, or change the color buttons and everything. And yeah,
What
I
happens
think
when you
it's
do, let's say I don't know, I want to change the cursor glow into
yeah.
complementary
Let's
color
try
green, for example.
the light behind. You mean
Just want to see how fast and easy that is. Yeah, the light behind.
change
Just green in general. I don't know. Normally we would use a hex code, but right now we just use green.
to dark? Green. It's thinking
We will
out
speed it
loud.
up. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's almost a human, huh? A human that's thinking.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it's super nice that you now have a kind of like LLM inside of your Figma file. You can pretty much go next level with this, right? You can
There
pretty
you
much
go.
do everything that you have in mind. Yeah, now it's green, right? Yeah,
Now it's green. This is really cool.
yeah, that's nice.
Really, really
And this is
nice.
a super small example. We limit it a little bit in this 20 minutes. We can maybe do a little bit of more deep dive in another episode. But I think it's
Hmm.
cool to show what is already possible within Figma Make, and then especially around the whole subject of web design and creating websites in general and presenting them to the customer in a more
Yeah,
final stage. Um, yeah, do you have
absolutely.
anything to add, Leo?
Um, the things that you said is exactly why this kind of work matters, right? So when we build prototypes like this, we're not just showing visuals, but we're communicating experience, basically. So it helps SaaS founders and marketing leads to understand how their website or product will look like, will actually feel at the end of the stage, right? So long before development starts. And I think that it saves times, aligns expectations, and creates a shared language between design, marketing, and of course tech. So yeah, it's really important, I think, as a thing. And I think that at Noco, that's our real value. We give our clients something that we can experience early, test faster, and iterate before writing any single line of code, basically. So
Yeah, yeah,
um, I think that's really, really valuable as a thing.
it is. It is. Yeah. No, definitely. You said it right. We want to, explore in an early stage to make sure that we tell the story right.
Yeah,
And I think this is
exactly.
a super nice feature that we can use on that. Cool, man.
Cool.
I think we covered everything right now, right? Like we showcased the abilities of Figma Make in a super short way. We will dive into it a
Mhm.
little bit more later, as I said before. Um, and I
Yeah,
think it gives everyone a sort of like a view of what is possible right now with AI. That really helps us to tell the story better. And I think that's a nice takeaway from this call.
yeah.
Um, yeah, thank you very much, man, for showcasing this to us.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would say up to the next one. We will again do a lot of these series, also with AI. And I think especially talking about Figma Make, we will probably do a lot of more topics when we cover.
Yeah,
For example, you can
definitely.
also build user flows, login screens, all that kind of stuff is possible in Figma Make. So up to many more, I would say.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. The next episode we can talk about, for example, design systems in a very accurate way. So maybe translating desktop to a mobile version with AI implementation with
Yeah,
Figma, which is really, really cool with responsiveness and stuff like that.
sounds
I
good.
think we have a lot of things to talk about in the future.
We will. Yeah, man. That sounds good. Thanks, Leo, for today. And
Thank you.
yeah, I would say up to the next one.
Up to the next one.
All right.
Bye.
Ciao,
Thank you.
ciao.
Ciao.
Bye.